America stands in the great powers of global economy and culture for its cultural opening and tolerance. China stands out in the world stage for its profound history and culture, and the fastest development speed. It is of far-reaching significance in promoting the mutual understanding of people between the two countries and deepening the friendship to strengthen cultural communication. Garden, as an important carrier for the world's cultural heritage and development, plays a considerable role in the international cultural communication. The Sino-US-China Garden Project is located at the USNA in Washington, D.C., capital of the U.S. As a significant Sino-US intergovernmental cooperative project, it is a classic Chinese garden, merging the grace and elegance of Chinese Southern private garden and the magnificence of Northern Imperial Garden. It is a gift from the Chinese to the Americans, as well as a symbol of Sino-US friendship. The Sino-US-China Garden Project is carrying the expectation of Chinese classic garden in America from the American Chinese and the two governments. In October 2004, the China State Forestry Administration, SFA, and the U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, officially signed the Memorandum of Understanding between the State Forestry Administration of the People's Republic of China and the Department of Agriculture of the United States of America on cooperative construction of the Chinese Garden. The China Garden Project was officially started. On January 13, 2006, the site dedication ceremony of the China Garden was held in the USNA. Since started, the project has been highlighted by China and the U.S. Besides, it has been listed into the outcome of the Sino-US Strategic and Economic Dialogue for consecutive times. The Chinese vast land and lofty mountains, endowed with the fine spirits of the universe and the heavy historical culture, cultivate the broad and profound Chinese gardens with a distant origin. The Chinese 5,000-year civilization makes them gradually from the garden system with special characteristics and various regional styles. Northern Chinese gardens, with imperial gardens as representatives, are vigorous, firm, and magnificent. They use their architectural image and the general layout to embody the imperial imposing manner and the emperor's supreme status and authority. Southern Chinese gardens, with the private gardens in the region south of the Yangtze River as representatives, are graceful, restrained, and beautiful. In the development of Chinese gardens, Yangshou Garden plays a significant role. She has both the grace and elegance of southern parks and the magnificence of northern parks. In terms of the history of Yangshou Garden, or the existing private gardens and lake gardens in Yangshou, Yangshou Garden is qualified to become the representative of Chinese excellent traditional classic gardens and the carrier of Chinese traditional cultural art. The Chinese garden-making art gives a centralized expression of the Chinese nation's philosophic thinking, such as Tao following the way of itself, and the unity of heaven and man. It is no exaggeration to say that one doesn't know about China without some knowledge of the Chinese gardens. The China Garden absorbs the essence of the Chinese gardens in the Ming and Qing dynasties, merges all into one, and innovates on such basis. Its design structure is dominated by Guyan Garden, Mountain House of Sliced Stone, Boat Hall, the White Pagoda, and the 5-pavilion stage of Yangshou Gardens, and its main part design is supplemented by famous scenic spots in the gardens of regions south of the Yangtze River, such as Drifting Fragrance Hall and the Humble Administrator's Garden in Suzhou, enjoying fish at Flower Harbor in Hangzhou, and orioles singing in the willows. The China Garden consists of 5 parts, i.e. entrance, Mountain House of Sliced Stone, Natural Forests, Garden of the Lake, and Guyan Garden. The garden entrance is set at the west. On the beautiful large rock of Taihu Lake is engraved with the China Garden, and accompanied nearby with tall bamboos. All these are just like the picture of bamboo and rock from painter Cheng Bangchao, one of 8 eccentrics of Yangshou in the Qing dynasty. Mountain House of Sliced Stone from Yangshuo is said to be the only existing copy of the Rockery Garden by monk Shi Tao. The expression means of flowers in a mirror, or the moon in the water in the garden shows people's pursuit and aspiration of abandoning themselves to nature. In the east is the boat hall of He Park. The floor is paved into water wave pattern with erecting tiles and cobblestones, which makes the hall look like a light boat flowing at the rippling water. The glass windows in the boat hall are for landscape appreciation. This is what is called sitting at the hall, yet keeping all the landscapes in view. The design concept of Gardens on the Lake is from Drifting Fragrance Hall in the humble administrator's garden in Suzhou. The wind brings you odors of lotuses, fresh and cool. All these show the artistic concept of drifting fragrance fading with fresh sweetness. The whole design combination of the Lotus Pond Tai Chi in the main part of the lake and the Plaza Qinggong next to the Drifting Fragrance Hall represents the essence of the philosophy of harmony between Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism in China's classic gardens. And the Loop Lake embodies the natural wild landscapes through the Great Space Combination. The White Pagoda in the natural forests is architecturally featuring the beauty in the South China and the magnificence in the north. The 5-pavilion stage with foundation bed as support and the 5 pavilions on the upper part. Its layout is similar to the Bridge of 5 Pavilions in Yangshuo Slender West Lake. At the west of the stage are covered with bamboos. Known as the Chinese 4 famous gardens, the private gardens, Guyuan Garden, shows its respect to the distinctively grace and the firm and indomitable characteristics of bamboo through a poetry from Su Shi, a famous poet in Song Dynasty. Let there be no meat on my plate. There must be bamboo in my garden yet. The rockery of Guyuan Garden in Yangshuo is the only existing copy in China. The rockeries are made according to the drawing principle. The mountain has a subtle shadow in the spring, like smiles on beauty, and is covered with fresh jade green in summer. It is bright and clean in the autumn, just like the beauty's face makeup, yet dim and colorless in winter, as if it falls asleep. These embody the thought that only humans' noble spirits last forever, regardless of the vicissitude of the 4 seasons, the passing time and the instability of human affairs. After the China Garden is built, it will directly promote the economic benefit and social influence of USNA. It is a follow-up impetus to the Sino-US Intergovernmental Economic and Cultural Communication, the Sino-US Friendship, and the deeper economic and cultural communication. Besides, it builds a strong economic and cultural communication and presentation platform for enterprises in the 2 countries, promotes enterprises' growth and mutual benefits. Meanwhile, it benefits the people, acts as a lavish gift for the Americans and the Chinese in America, and thereby makes China understood better by the world. Chinese people say, building garden for prosperity. The China Garden symbolizes the longevity of America's overall national strength and the inclusiveness of American culture for Eastern and Western civilizations, which enriches the charm of the U.S. Wish the vision for the Sino-US China Garden project be realized in USNA the earliest possible.